Ms. Rivers, you good?
Yes, Judge, I'm ready.
Excellent. This is position 3 on our inquiry calendar, State versus Tracy Jones, 24 SC 005 326. Mr. Jones is here in court with his lawyer, Ms. Wood, and we have Ms. Williams representing the state. And Mr. Jones, because of the extra 5 or 6 minutes we took, it sounds like we now have a negotiated plea, which means the two sides are going to be recommending the same sentence to me. You're going to be put under oath in just a minute, answer a bunch of questions. If at any point you've got a question of your own because you don't understand what's going on or you're curious about something, will you let me know?
Yes, sir.
Last thing for now from me, at the end, I will impose a sentence. If the sentence that I impose is more than what Ms. Wood asked for, you'll have the right to withdraw your plea. So if for some reason I'm going to do something that's more severe, I'll tell you.
Right away, the judge is doing something important that many viewers miss. Even though both sides have agreed on a recommendation, the judge isn't automatically bound by it. That's why he's explaining the defendant's right to withdraw the plea if the sentence goes beyond what was negotiated. It's a safeguard that helps ensure the plea is truly voluntary, not something the defendant gets trapped into.
Like, I'm making it up. If she says 6 months probation, I say, nah, it needs to be 8. I'll tell you that, and then I'll give you a chance to talk with Ms. Wood and say, that's not what I want, but I'll stick with that, or no, thank you. Let's head in a different direction, okay? All right, Ms. Williams, when you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Jones, hello, how are you, sir?
How you doing?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. I'm going to go through, as the judge said, just a lot of questions with you. Some of them may seem repetitive, but just bear with me.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to begin by asking you to please raise your right hand. Do you affirm that the testimony you shall give in the matter currently before this court shall be the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
You may lower your hand, sir. Thank you. Could you please state and spell for the record your full legal name?
Tracy Brian Jones.
Could you spell that, please?
Tracy, T-R-A-C-Y, Brian, B-R-Y-A-N, Jones, J-O-N-E-S.
Thank you, sir. Are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine?
No, ma'am.
Is there a medication that you normally take that you have not been given today?
No, ma'am. I mean, is you talking about mood altering or something like that?
Or anything. You take aspirin, you take...
Oh, yeah, I'm on like 23 different medicines I ain't been able to take in 40 days.
Okay.
You've been in jail for about 40 days?
They've been holding me in Elmore for 40 days for Georgia.
Okay. But it sounds like you knew where Ms. Williams was heading. You normally do take certain medications, but none of it is mind altering.
No, sir.
Okay. So you're able to follow what we're doing
Yes,
here?
sir. Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. How old are you, sir?
I'm 53.
How far have you gone in school?
I went to the 9th grade and got my GED and went to some college and took trade school.
Are you therefore able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Wood, on behalf of your client, do you waive formal reading of the indictment?
We do.
Mr. Jones, do you understand that you are currently charged with the following offenses in indictment 24 SC 005 326? You are charged with count 1, burglary in the second degree, count 2, criminal damage to property in the second degree, count 3, criminal damage to property in the second degree, and finally count 4, possession of tools for commission of a crime. Do you understand those are the charges against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to review or discuss with your attorney the rights that you are giving up by entering a plea of guilty today?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had enough time to speak with Ms. Wood about all the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges in the indictment, including any potential defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need more time to discuss anything about the case with Ms. Wood?
No, ma'am.
And if you have any questions during this time, you can stop me and
Yes,
ask me. Are you satisfied with Ms. Wood's services?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Wood, on behalf of your client and for the purposes of this plea, do you waive any and all defects in the indictment, including any with respect to his name?
We do.
Ms. Wood, the state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Do you know of any?
I do not.
Thank you. Mr. Jones, as to the minimum and maximum sentence for the charges against you, for count 1, the minimum sentence is 1 year, the maximum is 5. That is for burglary in the second degree. For count 2, criminal damage to property in the second degree, minimum is 1 year, the maximum is 5 years. For count 3, criminal damage to property in the second degree, again, that is 1 year to 5 years. And finally, for count 4, possession of tools for commission of a crime, that sentence range is 1 year to a maximum of 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And again, just to repeat what the judge has said, do you understand that this is a negotiated plea of guilty, which means that Ms. Wood and I have discussed and we will make a joint recommendation to the court, but the court does not have to accept that recommendation. The court can sentence you to the maximum on each charge and can run those sentences one after the other.
Yes, ma'am.
As to the actual terms of the recommendation, Your Honor, for all 4 counts, we are recommending the same sentence that to all run concurrent, and that sentence would be 3 years, suspended sentence, conditioned upon Mr. Jones being banned from Fulton County.
Stay out of his lap.
Ms. Wood has some additional explanation that she'll provide later as to why.
She always does. But it's basically, it's a 3-year sentence, but it's a suspended sentence.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And that would be 3 years in custody, suspended. Mr. Jones, having heard the terms of the recommendation, do you wish to proceed with the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Now here's where things get interesting. The prosecution and defense are recommending a suspended sentence rather than more jail time. That usually signals both sides see practical reasons for resolving the case without a lengthy incarceration. But remember, the judge still has the final word, and with multiple felony charges on the table, nothing is guaranteed yet.
Sir, do you understand that this plea may be used to enhance sentencing on other convictions in this state as well as in other states and in the federal courts?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
If you are not, entering a guilty plea will affect your immigration status and will result in deportation regardless of any advice given by your attorney or anyone else. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that there could be other things that happen as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following a trial? For example, your guilty plea may affect your right to vote, your right to hold public office, your right to serve on a jury, your right to obtain a passport, and or your right to receive, possess, or transport a firearm.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, if you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm or use a firearm in a crime, you will be guilty of a felony, which may carry a sentence of 1 to 15 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm now going to go over your individual rights that you're waiving. Do you understand that you have the right to plead not guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you plead not guilty or remain silent, this matter could proceed to trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by entering a plea of guilty, you waive any and all defenses, including but not limited to any mental health defenses and any assertions of self-defense?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are giving up each of the following rights? Do you understand that you are giving up the right to trial by jury?
Yes, ma'am.
And also the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And also the right to confront witnesses against you?
Yes, ma'am.
As well as the right to assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial of your case.
Yes, ma'am.
As well as the right to the presumption of innocence.
Yes, ma'am.
As well as the right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
As well as the right to subpoena witnesses and compel the production of evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
As well as the right to have the charges against you proved by the state beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
And finally, do you understand that you are also giving up the right to appeal if convicted of these charges after a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea?
No, ma'am.
Is it your decision to waive these rights we've just discussed and enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
As to indictment number 24SC005326, how do you plead to count 1 burglary in the second degree?
Guilty.
How do you plead to count 2 criminal damage to property in the second degree?
Guilty.
How do you plead to count 3 criminal damage to property in the second degree?
Guilty.
And finally, how do you plead to count 4 possession of tools for commission of a crime?
Guilty.
Thank you, sir. Is the guilty plea that you've just entered free?
And just like that, 4 separate guilty pleas enter the record. This is one of those moments that can feel routine in court, but legally it's huge. By pleading guilty, Mr. Jones has waived a long list of constitutional rights, including the right to a jury trial and the requirement that prosecutors prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. The case has now shifted from proving guilt to determining punishment.
Given freely and voluntarily with full knowledge of the charges against you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you may have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have only 4 years from today for a felony charge and 12 months from today for a misdemeanor charge to file a habeas corpus petition, which would challenge the voluntariness of this guilty plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that the appeals and petitions we've just discussed must be filed by your attorney unless you are representing yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And finally, do you understand that unless your attorney is substituted or permitted to withdraw, your current attorney will represent you until either the end of the current term of court or 30 days from today's date, whichever is later?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
That concludes all of the questions that I have for you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, where do we go next? Where do I go?
Factual basis, you tell me what happened on February 10th of 2023 at the Arrive Buckhead apartment complex.
Yes, Your Honor. That is, the incident date is February the 10th, 2023. The incident location, as you said, is Arrive Buckhead. That is located at 740 Sidney, Sidney Marcus, Common Spelling Boulevard Northeast. That is within the bounds of Fulton County. The property manager contacted APD officers because Mr. Jones had been detained by the courtesy officer. They had observed on previous occasions someone walking into the fitness room to get to the mail room, to get to packages and boxes. And so the property manager stated that she had asked the courtesy officer to watch the video cameras and then to go to that area at about the same time. And at that time, Mr. Jones was using a blue crowbar to force entry inside of the fitness room. And then he made his way to the mail room and began to use the crowbar to break into specifically 9 packages and taking 4 packages out of the boxes. Mr. Jones was he then attempted to flee, but he was detained shortly after. Officers obtained the footage, and after being taken to Grady, he was taken into custody.
All right. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor, nothing further from the state.
And
Ask that you accept the plea.
right, which is 3 years suspended, stay out of Fulton County.
Yes.
All right, I think.
Whoa, did you catch that? 29 cycles in the criminal history report. That's the kind of number that immediately grabs a judge's attention. At this point, viewers might be wondering, is this about to derail the plea agreement? Criminal history often plays a major role in sentencing, especially when prior felonies are involved.
I think I got that. Let's check with Ms. Jackson. Ms. Jackson, do you have criminal history information on Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 29 cycles. The last arrest was May the 31st, 2024. I think it's Autauga, Autuga, Alabama, for 3 counts of alias writ. And that case appears to be still pending. Also, he appears to have an open case pending in Tallapoosa, Alabama, for obstructing justice. And there appears to be an open case pending in Prattville, Alabama, for dangerous drugs and theft by
That's all what I'm on probation for now.
That's fine.
He does have prior felony convictions, one in 2001 out of Alabama for felony escape, one in 1994 out of Alabama for robbery. He does have misdemeanor convictions, one in 2020 out of Alabama for theft of property, one in 2018 out of Alabama for possession of drug paraphernalia, one in 2014 out of Alabama for public intoxication. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. Ms. Wood.
Yes, Judge. So I'm going to set the scene for us. He was arrested on February 10th, 2023. He served 148 days. The case was actually dismissed at the preliminary hearing stage in June of 2023. He had a hold for the Alabama cases, so he sat here until July the 7th of 2023. He was then picked up, taken to Elmore County, Alabama. He sat in that county jail, and then he went to the Department of Corrections in Alabama up until sometime last fall. It is my understanding he was released on parole under compassionate grounds. He is suffering from cirrhosis of the liver. He's awaiting a liver transplant. We obviously hope that he's able to get that. Those open cases that pretrial services mentioned, I believe those are closed. I believe he resolved those and they sent him to prison. He was actually reporting to his parole officer in Alabama like he's supposed to, and then this warrant from December's arraignment court date popped up. And so that's the amount of time that he was talking about. He sat and waited for extradition.
Sure.
Is for this. Judge, he actually did a sobriety program in the Department of Corrections in Alabama, so he tells me now he no longer struggles with alcoholism. That is what he was struggling with at the time. He ended up just taking Greyhound, ended up in Atlanta. He has no ties here, and so unfortunately, that's what led to this crime. He obviously wants to get back to Alabama. He's 53 years old. All of his ties are there. He has a stable place to live. He's going to live with his mom, Sandra Davis, in Millbrook, Alabama. So I think in the spirit of judicial economy, it makes the most sense. And we would ask you accept our joint recommendation, Judge.
Okay. I think it does make sense. Mr. Jones, I'm sorry to hear about the liver. That's not an easy one. But maybe the alcohol abuse treatment you got while in custody, coupled with the fact that you're going to kill yourself if you keep drinking, will help when you get out. Tell me why you came here on a bus as opposed to going to Dallas or Tulsa.
When I got diagnosed, they gave me 18 months to live, and I kind of
That's hard news to get.
I kind of gave up, and I got into it with my family. And I didn't have no ride or nothing when I left home. So I jumped on a train going down the track. And I just said the first place it stops, that's where I live. And it was here in Atlanta. I lived in the woods and under the bridges for about a year and a half. Got back on drugs and got with the wrong people, and I ain't had nothing else to live for. I guess, like I said, I gave up. When I got locked back up and I went back to prison, my family got back with me, and I was able to get a compassionate parole release, which I'm still on parole and probation, and I have to do a call in, a color code. I have to call every day and see if my color comes up, and if it does, I have to go and take a urine test. But here recently, I've got my disability check back, my Medicaid, getting all my medicine.
So you're back on track.
Yes, sir.
And your family's there again.
They're wide open with me.
Well, that's what family's supposed to do. All right. Well, that helps me. It paints a more complete picture of what was going on. I thought we were gone with the day.
This is one of the most revealing moments of the hearing. Up until now, we've mostly heard charges, dates, and criminal history. But judges also want context. Mr. Jones isn't excusing what happened, he's explaining the spiral that led him there. Whether you agree with him or not, this is the kind of personal background information that can influence how a judge views rehabilitation versus punishment.
Days where people hop on a train and see where it takes them. Look at you, original hobo. it sounds like you don't have any connections to Atlanta. So if I have a condition that basically says stay out of Georgia with a little pocket that you can go to, that's not going to make your treatment or recovery complicated or being with family. Everything is in Alabama?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you sharing what you shared. I didn't mean to push you into an emotional space, but it helps me understand a more complete picture. Mr. Jones, I find there is a factual basis for your plea. And you and your blue crowbar did what you did at this place.
Yes, sir.
I also find that your plea is knowing and voluntary. You understand what we're talking about, and no one's forcing you to enter this plea. Ms. Wood, can someone in my office sign the indictment for you?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Williams, can we sign for you?
Yes, Judge.
And is it all right if we electronically sign your name to the indictment indicating your plea?
Yes, sir.
All right. I didn't hear anything, Ms. Williams, about restitution. I'm assuming enough time has passed. We're not looking at that?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Jones, I'm going to sentence you on each of the 4 counts to 5 years to serve 5 months with the balance suspended. You've served more than 5 months, but very cleanly in the time you were here after you got arrested till you bonded out, really, which you got sent back to Alabama, and then the few days you've been here, that's 5 months. So those are your 5 months. I'm doing more than just the 3 years because it's all suspended. No one's going to supervise you. I just want to build the longest possible time where we can say, you stay there and don't come here.
Yes.
Your special conditions of your suspended sentence are only 2. One is to obey the laws of the 50 states and the United States. Don't get arrested. And the other is that you are banished from the state of Georgia except for the Chattahoochee Circuit, which is some counties around Columbus.
I'm staying in Alabama.
That's fine, but I can't banish you from the entire state. I'm not allowed to do that. And so I'm giving you your landing pad, if you wanted to, is it's fine to go to Columbus, if you're thinking about it. Columbus is a safe city. Don't go past Columbus, because then you're running into, I'm in a part of Georgia I can't be in. So you can be in the Chattahoochee Circuit, but no other judicial circuit.
Yes.
Okay, but it sounds like Alabama is where you want to be and need to be. Ms. Wood, anything else on behalf of Mr. Jones?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Jones, I will sign your final disposition probably today, although it's getting late. If not tomorrow, you should, don't quote me, be out by Friday. Do not get mad at Ms. Wood if you're not out on Friday. That's not on her. But no one wants to keep you here any longer. How are you getting home? Because there's not a pipe we push you into to get back to.
You want me to call somebody for you?
Yeah, probably need one because they brought me on transport
Right.
Right.
and I don't have no money.
Right. So I don't think the sheriff gives you a bus ticket. He might give you a MARTA ticket, but MARTA will only get you a little ways west, and then it's a long walk. So
I could call my brother and my brother would.
okay, just be working on it because technically you're violating your sentence when you get out and you're in.
Before I left out.
No one's going to grab you. No one's going to grab you. That'll kick in a week or so. All right.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Do you want me to call you later for you?
Uh,
Never mind.